Hello everyone. So now we are going to discuss the concepts of quadratic equations and expressions. So first we will see how to factorize the quadratic expressions. Then we will see how to use factorization and different methods to solve the quadratic equation. So this is the first part. Let's start this. Now first you have to understand what is the meaning of quadratic expression or a quadratic equation. Okay. So whenever you have any equation, so first you understand this, like you have some variable x. Okay. Now let's say you have ax plus b. This is a linear expression. This is a linear expression. Why this is a linear expression? This is a linear expression. Why this is a linear expression? Because the highest power of x is 1. The variable highest power is 1. That is, this is a linear expression. When you talk about quadratic expression, what is the meaning of quadratic expression? This is ax square plus bx plus c. This is a quadratic expression. What is the meaning of quadratic expression? The highest power of the variable, the highest power of the variable, it may be x, it may be y, it may be t, any variable, is equal to 2. Then this is a quadratic expression. So for example, you see, let's say if you have 2x square plus 4x minus 3. This is the quadratic expression because the highest power of the variable x is 2. That is the quadratic expression. So this is a quadratic expression. Let's say you have 4t square minus 3t. So this is another, you can say, quadratic expression because this is highest power of the variable t is 2. That is a quadratic expression. Now let's say you have 3x square minus 4. This is also a quadratic expression. This is also a quadratic expression because the highest power of variable x is equal to 2. But if you talk about this, this is let's say x plus 4x cube. Now this is not the this is not a quadratic expression because the highest power is what, 3 here. So this is not a quadratic. This is the quadratic. So you can understand what is the meaning of a quadratic expression. The highest power of the variable is 2. So general form we always write in this is called the standard form, ax square plus bx plus c. Any expression of this form, ax square plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0. I hope you can understand why a should not be equal to 0, because if a becomes 0, the highest power will not be equal to 2. So then this will not be quadratic. That is why a should not be equal to 0. Right? So this type of expressions are called quadratic expressions. Now what is the difference between an expression and an equation? So just remember this, expression is just ax square plus bx plus c. Now if this is something equal to 0, for example, if you have ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, or maybe it may be equal to 1 or maybe 2. So this type of equations will be called, this type of expressions equal to 0, something is called quadratic equation. So quadratic equal to 0 is a quadratic equation. So for example, if you have, let's say you have 4x square minus 3x minus 5 equal to 0. So this is the quadratic expression and I have made equal to 0. Then this is an equation. Equation involves equal to sign in between them. That is the meaning of equation, because this is something LHS equal to something. Okay, so this is a quadratic equation. Now for example, if you talk about this, 3x square minus 4x plus 5 is equal to, let's say, 3x plus 1. Now is this a quadratic equation? So if you just observe this, if I arrange this, this is 3x square minus, you can see this is 4x minus 3x plus 5 minus 1 equal to 0. So you can see this is 3x square minus 7x plus 4 equal to 0. So you can see this equation you can see has highest power of variable as 2. That is why this is a quadratic equation. You can see I have converted to this into this form, ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So you can see I can convert anything. Like for example, if you have, let's say you have, this is 2x square plus x equal to 4x plus 3. Now, is this a quadratic equation? Yes, this is a quadratic equation because the highest power of x variable here is equal to 2. After simplification also you can see this is equal to 2x square minus 3x minus 3 equal to 0. This is x minus 4x is equal to minus 3x. So, you can see all these type of equations, you can see I am converting into this form. So, any equation on this form after simplification where a is not equal to 0, again a is not equal to 0. Again you can see why a should not be equal to 0, because if a becomes 0, this will, the highest power will not be equal to 2. So, that is why this is the quadratic equation. So, any equation of this form after simplification or directly will be called a quadratic equation. So, this is how, this is the difference between an expression and an equation. Okay. So, I hope this is clear what is the meaning of a quadratic equation and a quadratic expression, and what is the difference between quadratic equation and quadratic expression. So, with that, that's it for this video. In the next video we will see how to factorize the quadratic equations, quadratic expressions. Then later we will see how to solve quadratic equations. So, that's it for this. Thank you. Bye bye.